Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Ayathun back at you with another video. I want to say double honors to the apostles and shalom to you elect brethren and sistren out there. Back at you with another video again. This is your brother Ayathun. And in this video, man, I want to go into the new arms race. You know, the new arms race, because nuclear missile technology as we know it, as we're familiar with, is old, very old, you know. If you go on YouTube, you can look up nuclear missile live tests and you'll find the Dr. Manhattan Project and a bunch of other projects by United States, China, Russia, other countries, to where they demonstrate live the effects of nuclear missiles, doing nuclear missiles test, launch tests, and the videos are right out there on YouTube. But those videos you see, those are very, very, very old technology. They've got a new category of weapons now called hypersonic weapons. You got hypersonic missiles, you got hypersonic vehicles. Yeah, it's a whole new wave of technology. And actually, since I'm talking to you about it and you brothers and sisters are learning about it, means that it's very old by now. It's probably about two to 3 decades old, because this technology, Russia was bragging about it back in the 1950s, you know. And just recently they released, I believe last year, the year before, they made it public, and they were basically bragging about their technology, and rightfully so, because when we delve into this, you're gonna see how devastating this technology is, and yeah, it can only be attributed to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, yeah, let me read into this, and I got scriptures backed up. I mean, I got a whole bunch of tabs, but I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, brothers and sisters. Now, the scriptures say that America shall be destroyed in an hour. That's in the book of Revelation. I personally believe the Most High, I know because he can do it, I believe that he will do it. You know, the hour is a measurement of time, a short amount of time. I believe it's going to be, it could be less than an hour, because the Most High said he was going to cut the time short. And he did the same thing with Babylon. Babylon, he gave them a number of 70 years, which just represent completion. But he actually took them out in, I believe it was 67 or 68 years. I think it's 67 when he said 70. So let's read on anyway. As you can see right here, this is from the New York Times magazine. Hypersonic missiles are unstoppable. Hypersonic missiles are unstoppable. This is why the Most High called this place here the land of unwalled villages, because the technology the Most High was going to give this devil is technology that is unstoppable. So this is a land of unwalled villages, and you will see that the way they created this thing is that there's no time to put up any kind of wall or defense for this thing. There's a saying out there, and it might have been, I believe it's Bruce Lee who said it. Speed kills. Maybe it's one of the boxers. I don't remember. But speed kills. Why does speed kill? Because you have no reaction time. You know, you have no reaction time. So let's read on. It says right here, the new weapons, which could travel more than 15 times the speed of sound with terrifying accuracy, threaten to change the nature of warfare. So I'm going to read down. I'm just going to pick out the important parts. Let's see. Now, as you see, they keep referring to this guy Griffin in his article, Michael D. Griffin, and this is who this guy is. Michael D. Griffin is right here. He's an American physicist and aerospace engineer who served as the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering from 2018 to 2020. He previously served as an administrator of NASA, the U.S. Space Agency. Okay, so this guy was hired from 2018 to 2020, specifically for for this. Okay. Now, if you read down right here underneath the picture, so this is not a missile. This is, I believe, a hypersonic vehicle. Okay, it says a Mach 14 Wave Rider. Now, Mach 14 is pretty damn fast, because Mach 1 is 750 or 760 miles per hour. Okay, Mach 1 is 7. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, how fast is Mach 1? 750 miles per hour. Okay, if you're capable of going this fast, you'll be breaking a sound barrier, and people for miles around will be hearing about it, because it creates a loud sonic boom once you break the sound barrier. But these hypersonic missiles are so fast that this thing hits before you even hear the sound. You hear the sound. By the time you hear the sound, you're already in the spirit world. That's how fast this thing is. Okay. It says a Mach 14 Wave Rider glide vehicle, which takes its name from its ability to generate high lift and ride its own shockwave. So basically, man, if you take the shape of this, if you look at it, it looks like a spearhead. Basically, they followed the shape of a bird. This is a bird head right here. Because this is what birds do. Birds, when you see birds flying in a flock and they fly long distances and they're not flapping their wings, and you're asking yourself, number one, how the hell does this thing fly so long and not get tired? And then number two, how's it going such a far distance without even flapping its wings? It's just gliding. Well, what the bird is doing, it's riding its waves, its own waves, and is riding the waves of the flock. The birds before it do the work, and the birds behind, the birds in the front, they just ride the wave. They glide the waves and conserve the energy, and then they switch. You know, the ones in the back go to the front, the ones in the front go to the back, and now they're chilling, and they're just riding the waves. Okay, so that way you're really not consuming energy. You're recycling the energy. It says this shape is representative of the type of systems the United States is developing today. Okay, so if we read down, I didn't really go through all this, but I saw a couple parts. Okay, I think this is a good part to start. I'm sorry for everybody out there who championed some other high priority, some technical thing. It's not that I disagree with those. He told the room, talking about Griffin. There has to be a first, and hypersonic is my first. Griffin was referring to a revolutionary new type of weapon, one that would have the unprecedented ability to maneuver and then strike almost any target in the world within a matter of minutes. Capable of traveling at more than 15 times the speed of sound, hypersonic missiles arrive at the targets in a blinding, destructive flash before any sonic booms or other meaningful warnings. So far, there are no surefire defenses. The land of unwalled villages. Hey, well, like Apostle Gabar always says, even my phone had to chime in on that. Hold on. I'm going to put this on Do Not Disturb. All right. So it says, fast, effective, and precise and unstoppable. These are rare but highly desirable characteristics on the modern battlefield, and the missiles are being developed not only by the United States, but also by China, Russia, and other countries. Now, I'm going to show you that the Most High gave these devils this technology, how to make a weapon that can strike so fast and with such accuracy. And we're going to read about it in the scriptures. So number one, Isaiah 54:16. Matter of fact, let me read this. Behold, I have created the smith that created the coal, that bloweth the coals in the fire. Okay, the smith today would be called scientist. That bringeth forth an instrument for his work. That instrument is what? Is a nuclear missile, right? For his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. And the waster is the nuclear missile. The instrument is that nuclear missile, the nuclear technology, and created the waster to destroy. The waster is the nuclear missile. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to Blue Letter Bible. I have Isaiah 54:16 here. And let's look up instrument. When you look up instrument, it says an article, a vessel, a utensil, an article or an object. What is that object? The object is the nuclear missile. Okay, right here. This is the object, the nuclear technology, the nuclear missile is the object. And then when you read down, it says, I have created the waster to destroy. Okay, it says to destroy, corrupt, go ruin, to decay. And then you read down, it says spoil, pervert, corrupt, deal corruptly. And you might say to yourself, well, it's not talking about actually destruction. It's more talking about corruption. You know, like the Most High is going to corrupt America spiritually, morally, or spiritually decay, or morally decay, or physically decay. You know, somebody could make that argument because of what it says here, to spoil, to ruin, to pervert. Okay. But when you read down and look at some of the other instances where the same word is used, you can see that the Most High is actually talking about taking people out. Okay. And most notably, right here, let's go to Genesis with Noah. Okay. Genesis 6:13. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. It's the same exact word. Okay. Verse 17 in Genesis 6. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under the heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. So the Most High said he's going to do the same thing again, but this time he's going to do it by fire, and this time the elect shall be saved. Not everybody's going to die, but the elect shall make it out of here. Okay? But just to prove to you that the destroyer is talking about the nuclear missile. At first he said water, but now it's going to be this. It's going to be these hypersonic nuclear missiles. Okay, so what we're going to do from here to prove this point, okay, that is talking about the missile, to tie all that in, okay, and I read here in Blue Letter Bible that when it talks about the waster to destroy, the waster is talking about an instrument or an object of destruction, which is a nuclear missile. And remember, the Lord used the same word here to say he's going to destroy all flesh with a flood by water. Now check out what the Lord said here in 2 Peter 3, okay? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Verse 6, whereby the world that then was, okay, talking about before the flood, during the time of Noah, we just read Genesis 6, being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, because the Lord said that the earth abideth forever. Okay? The earth abideth forever, so then the earth itself is not going to be destroyed. Okay? The planet is not going to be destroyed. But the heavens and the earth as we know it, you know, the way things operate now, that will be destroyed. You know, there's a term called Teotwaki, the end of the world as we know it. Okay? So it's not the end of the earth, it's the end of the world as we know it. Teotwaki. By the heavens. Matter of fact, let me see if I can Google that. The end of the world as, here we go, right here, Teotwaki. Teotwaki, a catastrophic event that destroys existing institutions and norms of society. Okay? Boom. The end of the world as we know it. So, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, Teotwaki, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So first, the Lord says he's going to destroy the world by fire, right? By water. The world, wherein the world I was then being overflowed with water perished, but now the Lord is going to do it with fire, okay? And if we jump down to 10, we can see just that. It goes into more detail. Let me see what happens if I click on it. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. And I'm going to keep the scripture on deck because we're going to use it in a hot minute. I'm going to get rid of this one, Isaiah 54:16. Okay, so I think that's it with this article. I got a couple other ones. That's a silo right there. Okay. Oh, no, this is a wind tunnel, actually, where they were testing the flight of the hypersonic vehicles and the missiles. So anyway, let's move on, man. Read about this devil. Okay, so check this out. Russian hypersonic nuclear weapon that can travel 27 times the speed of sound is now operational. So this is from 2019. So see, they've got different levels of the speed of these missiles. Now, this is an actual missile. Now, we were looking at here. This was an example. This is a hypersonic vehicle. Okay, this one right here is a hypersonic missile, as you can see here. Avant-garde hypersonic missile. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Now, avant-garde goes back to the French avant-garde, right? Now, when you look avant-garde up, they tell you the definition is experimental technology, okay? But I'm going to tell you what avant-garde literally means. In the French, avant-garde. Avant means before. Guard means to guard. Put up your dukes to defend yourself. That's where you get that term from fencing, en garde. You know, en garde, meaning be on defense. Now, avant-garde means before guard. Okay, now in the context of this technology, it means before the enemy has a chance to guard. Avant-garde, before they have a chance to guard. Remember, the land of unwalled villages. Okay? So let's read on. It's official. Exactly 1 year after Putin oversaw the final test of Russia's most advanced hypersonic weapon on Friday, the intercontinental weapon can fly 27 times the speed of sound, became operational. Russia's defense minister reported that President Vladimir Putin bolstering the country's unprecedented nuclear strike capability, one which the U.S. has yet to match. The land of unwalled villages. Now, I'm going to see if I can jump around, blah, blah, blah. I congratulate you on this landmark event for the military and the entire nation. Remember, Isaiah 54:16, the Most High gave them this technology. Okay, now check this out. The Avant-Garde is launched atop an intercontinental ballistic missile. But unlike a regular missile warhead that follows a predictable path, after separation, it can make sharp maneuvers in the atmosphere en route to target, making it much harder to intercept. Okay, check this out. Putin had previously described the Avant-Garde hypersonic glide vehicle as a technological breakthrough comparable to the 1957 Soviet launch of the first satellite. The new Russian weapon can deliver a payload to the U.S. in a matter of minutes. Minutes. This is why I say I believe that it's going to be maybe less than an hour. And a similar system being developed by China have caused many sleepless nights for the Pentagon, which had pondered defense strategies because there's nothing you can do to stop this. Remember here, the hypersonic missiles are unstoppable. Who gave them that technology? The Most High gave it to the Smiths. All right, so I don't need to read on this. Now, somewhere I had where was it? Give me a second, my brothers. Matter of fact, let me read on here, man. Reading on, it says, Putin had previously ascribed the Avant-Garde hyperglide, blah, blah, blah. As the New York Times recently warned, hypersonics pose a different threat from the ballistic missiles, because that's what that's the technology that we're familiar with. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Well, these are intercontinental hypersonic missiles, according to those who have studied and worked on them, because they could be maneuvered in ways that confound existing methods of defense and detection. Okay? Not to mention, unlike most ballistic missiles, they would arrive in under 15 minutes, less time than anyone in Hawaii or elsewhere would need to meaningfully react. And that's what I said earlier. Avant-garde, meaning it's too fast for them to react to before they can guard. The Strategic Missile Force Chief General Sergei Karakayev said during a call that Avant-Garde was put on duty with a unit and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And it says in March 2018, noting that its ability to make sharp maneuvers on its way to a target will render missile defense useless. It heads to target like a meteor, like a fireball, he said at the time. Okay, so this is the main point I wanted to get to, but let's deal with this, how they can maneuver. Okay, first let me explain this to you brothers and sisters, right? See if I can blow this up. All right, so this is these are hypersonic missiles. You can tell by the shape of it, right? Shaped like a spear. Matter of fact, no, I might be wrong. Let me read this real quick. Okay, nah, these look like regular missiles. Yeah, these are regular missiles up here, ballistic missiles. So these are what intercontinental ballistic missiles do. They go up and they form this large arc. Okay, they form this large arc and then they come back down. Boom. Follow my mouse. The arrow. They make this large arc and then go down. Now these are what hypersonic missiles do. Intercontinental missiles do. They don't make this large arc. They make a very, very short arc. See this right here, where this line is? They make a short arc, almost following the circle of the Earth. They make this short arc so that way they get to their target much, much, much faster. Also, another thing, once you get out here, they're going into the outer heavens of the Earth. Once you get out here, that hyperglide technology that they have, where it can fly within its own how do they describe it? It can ride its own shockwave, right? And out in space, where the laws of gravity and physics are different, it can't ride its own shockwave, so it can't go as fast. But within the Earth's atmosphere, if it can ride its own shockwave, it can travel much, much faster, which means with less, they can make them smaller, lighter, and also means that they can use less fuel because it's a less of a trajectory, and it's less energy that's being spent because it's just riding its own shockwave. Okay, so it gets to where it's got to go much, much faster. You see? So, also another thing is they can switch up mid-flight, and they're very, very, very accurate, terrifyingly accurate, as they mentioned right here, right? So let's go to the scripture real quick in Joel, and this is what it says in Joel. I'm going straight to the point, man. Verse 3 says, now this is talking about the missiles. You brothers and sisters start at 1. So I'll talk about the missiles. Verse 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Okay, so the fire that devoureth before the missiles, well, is talking about the warheads. Okay, because when the warheads shoot out, there's fire behind them, and also when the missiles hit, there's gonna be many missiles that's gonna be hitting. So when the missiles hit, there's gonna be missiles that have already hit, so it's already gonna be fire there, you know. And then behind them is the fuel burning. Okay. So, but before the missile, you got the trajectory of the warheads, and then behind the missile, you have the fire coming out from the fuel, from the propeller, okay, which is a rocket fuel. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. So before them warheads hit, you know, you got buildings, you got trees, you got life forms, you know, people, animals, birds, dogs, all of that. And behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Okay, so after they hit, what's left? Nothing, a wilderness. Okay, read on. It says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Excuse me. And why are they like horses? Because of their power, you know, because of their horsepower. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains, shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Okay? Before their faces a people shall be in much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. And, hey, brothers, when this shit gets shot, it's going to be like back in the day when they would shoot a whole bunch of missiles. If you watch, was it Gladiator? Not Gladiator. What's that movie with Xerxes? I believe is it Gladiator? No. The movie was Xerxes. I'm slacking, man. You know, my mind is whatever. But they show you back in the day that when they would shoot arrows, you know, hundreds and hundreds of arrows, the sky would just be black with arrows. And it's gonna be the same thing with these missiles. There's gonna be so many missiles. Okay. And verse 7 says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall. 300 is a movie. It was 300. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. and they shall march everyone his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Meaning what? In other words, they're going to have extreme accuracy. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So as you're reading, you can see the Most High gave them this technology to fulfill his prophecy, his will, because everything they're describing about the accuracy, the speed is all here in the scriptures. There's nothing that can stop them, no defense. We're reading about it in the scriptures thousands of years. Man, I'm reading in the book Joel, okay? The Old Testament. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his ways and shall not break their ranks. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, accuracy. And when they fall upon a sword, they shall not be wounded. In other words, when a defense tries to be put against them, it's not going to be affected. These things are not going to be affected. They can maneuver, they can dip, they can dive, and they're so fast that there's really no time to react. There's no reaction time. And Lord, through the Spirit of the Lord, I'm going to show y'all, man. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. And the windows is what? The windows is talking about, was it here? No, I'm sorry. It's talking about, here's the windows, that ozone layer in the heavens, all right? You see? That's the window. The windows is referring to the heavens, okay? Just like when the Most High caused a flood, he said he opened up the windows of heaven. Well, he's going to open up the windows of heaven and drop in these missiles. You know, we just read it in Joel. So that's it on Joel, okay? And let me go back to this because there's a point I want to bring. It says right here, this is where I'm at. As AP reminds us, the Russian leader noted that the avant-garde is designed to use new composite materials to withstand temperatures of up to 2,000 Celsius or 3,632 Fahrenheit, resulting from a flight through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. What did I just say? Or the scriptures say that they're going to enter in through the windows, you know, and the way the Spirit had me explain it is in the atmosphere, okay, through the windows, talking about the heavens, the ozone layer, the atmosphere. They flight through the atmosphere because the atmosphere has different levels, okay, at hypersonic speeds. The military said the avant-garde is capable of flying 27 times faster than the speed of sound and carries a nuclear payload of up to 2 megatons. So let's go into how long would it take to destroy America, okay? So 27 times faster than the speed of sound. So I did a calculation. The speed of sound is roughly 767 miles per hour. Okay? 767 miles per hour is the speed of sound. So if you take 767 and you multiply it by 27, right? By 27. That means this avant-garde missile that they're describing, where is it? Where am I? Where'd it go? Yeah, this avant-garde missile, these missiles are describing, right? That means these things go 20,709 miles per hour. You can imagine how fast a chariot could go. This thing goes that fast. 20,709 miles per hour, right? Now, let's take that and do this. So this is what I did, brothers. So this is how many miles it is from New York to Moscow. We're just doing a test. 4,674 miles from New York to Moscow. This freaking missile can travel up to a speed of 20,709 miles per hour. Now you can already see like, oh shit. You can already see it now. So let's do this. If you take the distance of New York to Moscow, right here, and the speed of this missile, 20,709 miles per hour, and you calculate it, that means this missile could reach Moscow to New York in 13 minutes and 33 seconds. Now you tell me who the hell has time to react to that? What are these people going to do? They're going to, by the time they get in their car, it's done. All right? It's done. 13 minutes. Okay? And that's just one missile. That's one missile. And I'm talking about Russia. Then you got China. Then you got all of NATO, because the scriptures tell you in the book of Obadiah that that his enemies are going to turn against him and shoot missiles on him. So this is how fast it's going to take one of the missiles to get here. Now, what do I have here? Right. So now when you look here, I did this, right? I Googled how many missiles exist today. From a high of 70,300 active weapons in 1986, as of 2019, there are approximately 3,700, let's say almost 4,000 active nuclear warheads and almost 14,000 total nuclear warheads in the world. Many of the decommissioned weapons were simply stored or partially dismantled, not destroyed, right? Because nuclear technology is a spirit inside of that. It's actual spirit, you know? It's a spirit. And it's energy, you know, which energy is spirit. You can't destroy energy. Energy can only be transferred or used. So what that tells you, when the missiles, the active missiles get shot and they hit, these missiles that are laying dormant, they're going to be activated and they're going to explode also. So you can imagine the type of detonation and devastation that will occur. And if you can't, well, all right, let's do a little test here, okay? Slack, I'm jumping around and all that. But it says this one here, okay? And remember, this is from what? This is 2019. This missile's been around, and if they're bringing it out, that means they've been testing it for at least a decade. So that means whatever they got now, they're working on is next level compared to this. So you can bet whatever is going to be used is going to be faster than 27 times faster than the speed of sound. All right. But it says this one can carry up to 2 megatons, right? Payload. So let's do a little demonstration here. So if you go online, you can do a nuclear map, a nuclear simulation. And let's do this one here, right? Slack here. Excuse me. Let me get rid of this. Now, bear with me here. We're going to do New York. Let's do a simulation on New York. Okay, so it wants what's the payload in kilotons? Here it said 2 megatons. 2 megatons into kilotons. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. Into kilotons is 2,000 kilotons. All right, and let's see the casualties and let's see the radioactive fallout. Because the scriptures talk about casualties, it also talks about the besom of destruction, which is a nuclear wind and a radioactive fallout, all of that. So what we're gonna do, detonate. Now watch this. Now look at the number, the toll going up. Estimated over 1 million. Over 1 million. And look at this is New York City, Jersey, Newark. This is if you look at the color code here, the fireball radius. Okay, this is everything here, and this radius is going to be instantly vaporized. Okay, so 8.3 kilometers. Let me see how many miles that is. Get a better idea because we don't use a metric system here. 8.63 kilometers is how many miles?
0.63 kilometers is equal to 5.362 miles.
Okay. So anything within a little over five miles will be instantaneously vaporized. And then you got the radiation. Okay. Then you got all over here, what you see here is all the fallout. I mean, look how far this thing goes. Okay. Look how far this thing goes. Look how far this thing goes. I mean, holy ish. Look at this. And that's one missile. One. That's one, brothers. That's one missile. Whoops, let me go back to that is one missile. Now check this out. What you can do here, let's do multiple. Okay, this is just, 5? I did 5 missiles. Let's hit detonate. Whoops, give it a, oops, yeah, it's doing something. Matter of fact, Slack it. Let me, because I'm not sure what I did here. So let's detonate again. Oh, I must have did too many. Crap. Hold on. It's doing a calculation. I only did 5. Boy, that many people won't be... See the devastation? With just 5 missiles. I had to reload it because it was doing too much work. So let's do this again. 2,000. And let me... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just do 5 missiles. And let's see casualties. And let's see the radioactive fallout. And let's hit detonate. Okay, so you can see the fallout here. Almost 1,500,000 estimated fatalities, and then you got 2 million estimated injuries, and that's just a missile, not even counting the chariots and everything else. And you can see the devastation here. All right. So, hey, brothers, sisters, this is all I wanted to bring out. I don't want to make this super long, but I just want to put you brothers and sisters up on. When you think about nuclear technology, you know, this is where they at right now. The intercontinental ballistic missile is old news. They got hypersonic weapons now. This is the hypersonic arms race right now. And yeah, this is a technology that the Most High gave them. The Most High gave them technology to destroy their own selves. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.